there is a message that came through to me. So, a couple of things. This morning I was meditating on, in terms of our ancestors, our West Indian ancestors, those that originated in the islands, the Canary Islands, and was known today as the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and things like that. And the message I received was, it's pretty simple in terms of, I asked, how were we taken with as much power as we had, the caciques and cacicas? It was to my understanding that upon arriving to these shores that I'm on right now, Spanish and British, all Europeans were required to pay tribute to the caciques in order to be here. And so I think that spoke a lot to the power that we hold as Indigenous people. And I've always wondered, with our strength, Indigenous, Aboriginal, more people. So I always wondered, with our strength, how is it that we could have been taken away? And with my ancestral history, I'm starting to connect more with the spiritual side of it. And also with my, when it comes to like the census and things like that, the tools that were used at the time to track ancestry. One thing that came to my understanding is pretty straightforward in terms of even this day and age, when it comes to what are you willing to do in order to do anything. So for those of us who are Indigenous, we are very connected to the spiritual world, spiritual and natural world, whereas some other cultures are invested, bless you, in material world. So if we have this mindset that spiritually all is recorded and God can see everything, hi baby, God can see everything, then there are certain actions that we will not take in the pursuit of any type of riches, in the pursuit of any battle. And so it came to my attention that really just the actions of killing the trees and people, or even just breaking sacred treaties, it was those actions that there was an element of spiritual power in the concept of mercy. So I read today the definition of mercy is when you decide not to cause someone harm, even though you have the power to do so. So it's really just a reflection of our spiritual power and our spiritual dominance in terms of our ability to stop in the midst of a war and realize when someone is doing something that has irreconcilable spiritual consequences, and choosing not to do that thing, even in the midst of a battle, and even at the risk of appearing to the material world to be a loser. That we win in the spiritual realm because of the way that we are willing to keep the true principles of Christ and of God in the midst of any battle. That's a principled and disciplined and dignified people who stay committed to their values, our values. And so our values are life, our values are health, our values are our community, and what's the word for balance? What am I? Coexistence. And so we do a lot of loving each other, praying for each other, and there are sacrifices. This is the last thing I'll say. So there are sacrifices do occur when someone is ill, and also when the sacrificing of this one life can be beneficial to the majority of the community. And majority is that's not the word I want to use. I want to say for a particular purpose. So you may be familiar of learning about the sacrificing of an animal, and then the ways in which Indigenous people, we show reverence to all the parts, all the elements of that animal. And so when it comes to a sacrifice, what is in the spiritual realm, even connecting with them for their wisdom, then we have, making sure that we consider every element of what they have, what they offer us, and giving back tenfold. So that was today's message. I pray that you are feeling grounded and that you are reading more I know I have been reading more, and I am it. We are one. So it's a pleasure to share space with you today.